Motor Speedway. Booty Barker, the crew chief for the 13, has got Casey Mears right now second fastest at Indianapolis. Of course, the Mears family, so famous at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And Booty Barker making his way back into the garage. Booty, one of the hardest working crew chiefs, definitely in the garage.
A lot of enthusiasm. Booty always has high energy. When you talk to him, you can't help but leave there feeling excited and ready to go. He does a good job of keeping everybody pumped up on that race team, puts a lot of effort into it.
A long history in the garage. Booty Barker and I actually worked on the 24 years ago together. He was my roommate. We lived together. He, smart engineering mind, taught me a lot about race cars.
Let's go to Mike Massaro.
And Rick, you talk about the connection that so many drivers have with this racetrack. Certainly Casey Mears is among them. His family here has been synonymous with this racetrack. His uncle Rick, a four-time Indy 500 champion. Of course, his father is Roger. And to pay tribute to his family's legacy at this racetrack, you may have seen a shot of his helmet. Take a quick look. We talked about Tony Stewart's helmet. Well, Casey Mears paying tribute to the Mears gang as well, which has had so much success at this racetrack over the years. Casey himself, he's had some success here as well. He won the pole for the 2004 Brickyard 400. As we looked at the speed chart, hell, he might have a shot at it again here this week.
And listen, you know where Booty Barker's from? His crew chief, Casey Mears' crew chief, you know where he's from?
Again, this state.
South Boston.
Oh, okay. So, in other words, you're saying that something good came out of South Boston.
Something.
Well, I'll say that Booty Barker and the rest of the crew chiefs have a challenge this year because if we go back to last year at the Brickyard 400, look at this enormous spoiler with the wicker bill leaning forward off the spoiler that NASCAR chose to run here. Very, very high downforce, very, very high drag. So those notes you can basically throw away because this is to this year. Look at Paul Menard's Chevrolet right there, small spoiler, almost non-existent probably if you look in the rearview mirror. The 24 of Chase Elliott again, another small spoiler. So we come to a track, let's add all this up. We come to a track once a year. Probably the most historic track we'll run at all year. Probably one of the most prestigious wins you can have. And oh, by the way, throw out everything you tried last year because you can't try that again this year. And you have a couple practices with very little time in between to get it all worked out. So what other stress there could be other than maybe the chase bubble that's on the screen there? You look at Jamie McMurray, plus 27. We're going to take this pressure-packed, prestigious event, and you need to run well because you want to be in the chase in a few weeks when we set the field at 16.
But you can't use any of your notes from last year.
No, throw those away.
And you can't use notes from the year before.
That's right.
Throw those away, so go get you something, Danny.
Should be easy.
You keep using the word prestigious. Jamie McMurray, one of 3 drivers who was able to win the 2 most prestigious races in all of stock car racing in the same year. Joins our Dale Jarrett as well as Jimmy Johnson as the drivers to have won the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year.
I know Dale Jarrett won a lot of stuff.
He sure did. I think that might be why he's in the Hall of Fame.
No doubt, but what a year.
That is a prerequisite.
I knew there's a reason they weren't calling me.
And take a look at the 19 of Carl Edwards. And Edwards seems to have found some speed. He's been at race trim pretty much this whole practice session. Already 11 laps, going on his 12th lap in this session.
And you are right, Rick. Not only has he put up a fast lap, he fifth on the board, a couple in front of him in qualifying trim, but consistently lap after lap after lap. He ran his 11th lap right there. His 13th lap at a 50-50. That would put him 18th on the board. That's as fast as Brad Keselowski is running this entire practice. So this 19 Stanley Toyota has found some speed, not just in one lap jump, but consistency. And we both know that. I mean, that's what this track is all about. It's going to be long green flag runs. You're going to have a lot of speed. So I would expect a good run out of the 19 as well as the 20 of Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, 20 coming out for a win last week. Has to feel good, but his place is challenged. He gets a little bit high and comes around on him, saves it. That's Indy. We're going to see a lot of that this weekend, especially with those smaller spoilers. I'm really excited to see the racing because what we've seen at Indy in the last several years is the trailing car, the car, whether he was running 5th or 15th or 2nd, he had nothing he could do with the car in front of him because there was such a big weight that you could not mess with the car in front. Well, this year, with that little bitty spoiler on the back of that race car, now if you can get your front bumper to another guy's rear bumper, you are going to be able to mess with him getting in these corners. And I think that is going to change the quality of racing that we've seen at Indy.
Jeff, it's funny. It just kind of hit me when we saw the back end slide out on Matt Kenseth, and you said, oh, he got a little bit loose there. Most people in the world have never gone 172 miles an hour. And that's how fast Matt was going, exiting the turn and the car getting loose. They're going over 200 miles an hour. That's a huge thing for that car to get loose like that. That's incredible that he's able to save it, stay in the gas, keep going there. And most people would be like trying to catch their breath going, whoa, get me out of here, get me out of here. Because it's so amazing what you guys are able to do on the racetrack.
It's another reason they have a Hall of Fame.
It's right.
I mean, you know, it is
the Hall of Fame.
It is the normal, what race drivers, what the people in this sport, not just the drivers, but what the people in this sport consider to be normal is not normal. And we've become, because we've been around it for so long, we think that going 205 mile an hour into a corner and getting loose on exit, hey, that's just what you do. Like I just said it. We're going to see that's a lot of it. But it is unbelievable how brave, how tough, how intense racing you have to be successful in racing.
And when you mention success, Matt Kenseth, the most successful most recently. Won at Loudon. Got the lobster as the prize. And then post-race, they failed the post-race laser platform inspection. It was taken back to the R&D center, the NASCAR center back in Concord, North Carolina, and he was docked 15 driver and owner points. The crew chief, Jason Ratcliffe, fined at 25,000 points with a P3 penalty from NASCAR. Kelly.
And obviously, Matt Kenseth and this 20 team would love to continue the success from last week. Matt has finished runner-up here a couple times, never won at the Brickyard. They participated in that test. They said it was really valuable because it gave them some time to try out things you wouldn't have time to try out in a normal race weekend, especially this weekend. Remember, just the 2 cup practices. But to give you an idea of how special this racetrack is, his crew chief, Jason Ratcliffe, said, look, hate to say it, but I'd rather win the Brickyard over any other race. To me, there's just so much prestige and tradition associated with Indy. It's such a unique place, and because we only get to go there once a year, it's just some hollowed ground for sure. Haven't heard Matt's feedback just yet on the 20 car. If we get anything, if we hear anything, we'll pass it along.
You know, Rick, I think Jeff Burton just really politely told me I was weird.
You're what?
That we're weird because we think this is normal. We're a little weird.
And I work with the two of you. Guess that makes me weird as well.